I went out yesterday to this bar in Dallas. It's a blues bar, the number one blues bar in Dallas. And it's in the Fair Park area down the street from the Cotton Bowl. The Cotton Bowl, y'all. This is in Dallas. Like, this shit is like, wow to me that we have a Cotton Bowl in Dallas at Fair Park. Now, if you understand what fairs are or were back in the day, just like the one in Fort Worth, the Stockyard is showing you and telling you hidden in plain sight, but it's not hidden. But you don't understand what the history behind the fairs park and the Cotton Bowl, what that means. Because, in history, we used to pick cotton, right? And I find it so ironic that the Cotton Bowl Fair Park area is on the south side, the other side of the tracks that Obama, made a movie about, because that's the chaos spell. And what's even wilder is that on Lip Scum, you hear me? Drive or park, I don't know what it is, was the blues bar that I went to, y'all. The blues bar. You know what blue represent in history, y'all? Watering, Avatar and all that shit, because that's chaos. Anyway, but across the street from that was a Henderson's chicken place. Now, I fucked that chicken up. That chicken good. I ain't gonna lie, But I got something else to say because this shit is deep. In history, the blues was our original blueprint, in music, right? Which is so ironic that all of DFW, because this is Holy Trinity and everything like that, in history, Denton, Texas, and Louisville, Texas, are known for the music cities, and they're all connected to DFW, right? Y'all. But it's crazy because, Denton has the first federal underground center, and Louisville has a street called Henrietta. That's a brown sign, and they have a Music City Mall. And then we go to Dallas because that's the train that connects from Denton, the A train, from Denton all the way to Dallas. You get to Dallas and you get to Lip Scum by Fair Park. Now, you pass up Reunion Tower, because that told y'all this shit get deep, right? Reunion Tower is down the street from Thanksgiving Drive. Now, what are we reunioning? Memory? So anyway, I started watching, because I fell asleep clearly. It's the next day. And I'm watching Lovecraft Country. Now, I'm watching this, and I know it has a meaning, and it's a clue for my little breadcrumb, right? And a Marshall Fields, the store, was in here. I think this is episode 4, where Letty's sister, Letty's sister, made a deal with the devil and changed her shell. Now, in history, these words are spells because they spelled it, right? So, I looked at that word, Marshall Fields, and flipped the first 3 letters because that's the Holy Trinity. That's war. Now, I took that off of the word Marshall Fields, and I was left for shoal, right? Shall. Now, in history, because we've been spelled, you guys, I know for a fact that the Latin root for A is A and E, right? Y'all, okay. So you don't think I'm playing? I screenshot this shit. I'm gonna show you afterwards. So I took the A out of Shaw and put Shell. So it's a war for Shell. Shell war, right? And in this movie or show, Lovecraft Country, it is telling you guys what the fuck happened to our history. And because I know who I am, I know what yesterday for me represented in history. Because I'm going down in it. You hear me? I have to point out that my great aunt name is Marsha Fields. Because I told y'all these last names and stuff be having a meaning and everything, you know, because we some Fields. And I do gotta add that, you know, because I'm watching Lovecraft Country. You hear me? You see that? I'm lighting these bitches up. Because in this show, they have somebody named Tuda. Titus. That is my grandmother's name. And her last name was Fields. Y'all. Okay, I just had to point that out. Hold on. And when you take the A out of Marsha Fields, you hear me? You get motherfucking she wore. You hear me? Because that what I'm doing. You hear me? Mm-hmm. I'm declaring. You hear me? Shout out to my auntie named Claire. Gang, gang. You hear me? But I ain't done. Because I'm going to rewind. Yeah. I'm going to rewind and go back. Because, again, I went out last night to this place. One of my bosses from the Penny, actually, you know, the James Cash Penny, took me. Because, you know, James Cash Penny place is actually parallel. It's the same thing to Marsha Fields. Right? Right? They sell the same shit, right? So anyway, you hear me? Okay, so because we in a loop hole, a black loophole to be exact, you know, I understand what all these meanings are. But anyway, when I went out last night, I didn't know we were going to a blues bar. She said it was a live band place. So I said, okay, I'll go. Well, guess what color I had on last night? I'm going to show you a picture of what I had on last night. And it looked damn good. And you know what? It was the same motherfucking color, blue. Blues, I had on blue motherfucking print, bitch. You hear me? That's the picking cotton, you know, in the motherfucking field. You hear me? Now, in that same area, Lipscomb, it's spelled like that too. Go look it up. I'ma screenshot it. That was renamed because apparently the original name, or it was renamed a couple times. One of the names that were that street, Lipscomb, was Malcolm X, you know, because X be marking the spot and shit like that. But anyway, you know, I had to throw that in there because, you know, I'm extra than a motherfucker. I know history repeats itself, and we're in a cycle. I took Neiman Marcus's building and I Googled it because I know it is similar or parallel to Marshall Fields because they sell the same shit, right? And now in Neiman Marcus's building is closed down, and what bought it was Saks Global, you know, because they sacked the ball. You hear me? That's why they had that big ball that, you know, that's Reunion Tower and shit. That's downtown. Downtown. Y'all know what they did to the people downtown in history and shit at the fair parks and stuff. You know. But anyway, I am a goddess. This is the game. You hear me? Because they talking to me. They, as in the universe and shit. I hear shit. It's in the building. You hear me? Because I'm extra, you know. You hear me? I took Neiman Marcus' name because, you know, if you flip Marcus, because that's what they did in the Bible, right? With the locusts and everything. Marcus is war, us. Y'all, us war. Don't get me to talk about Neiman. Anyway, you know what they did with the A and the E's. This is a spell and everything. And I know y'all seen all them damn names down there, man. Lord, this is the blueprint is Dallas. No wonder why when you do the coordinates of Dallas, because I'm the mathematician and shit, you look at the coordinates of Dallas, the Malice in Dallas Wonderland and shit. You hear me, Snoop Dogg and stuff. You know, you take those coordinates and you write them out mathematically. They have 3 8s and 3 6s. Now that is my pirate ship number, Popeye. You hear me? Write it out mathematically. It is literally my ship number. Absolutely. You hear me? And I've been saying this stuff for years. Because I knew that for years. You hear me? But it's all about timing and alignment in this spiritual game, war, that we playing. Comb out the lip scum. You know, comb in the lip and everything. I'm spitting out that rainbow vomit. You hear me? The unicorn and shit. You hear me? Well, actually, the unicorn is on my nose. You know, I followed it. Like Toucan Sam and shit, you know, Fruit Loops and stuff. Like I said, I'm done talking about this shit. I told you I didn't figure it out. This is a fucking flip Texas. That's what somebody told me. One of my old coaches told me I came to Texas to do. Is to flip it. And I see, again, like I'm repeating myself. Because, you know, we in a psycho circle Fruit Loop, you know. Loop 288. That's why they had the first Federal Underground Center is off of Loop 288, literally. Like, denting. They put a dent in this motherfucker. You hear me? But anyway, and it's all connected because we all connected to one motherfucking source. Like I said, Goddess Gang in the building. And I ain't saying nothing else. If y'all know what I'm talking about, go watch my videos. Y'all know that Negro spiritual wade in the water, children? Wade in the water. You hear me? I'm gonna show you something that's gonna trouble the water. Spiritual. You hear me? And George Washington, you know, because that's down there. You hear me? Downtown. Clearly was the first to trouble the water. You hear me? You know, since we washed up on the goddamn shoreline, on the boat and stuff, on the Underground Railroad, niggas. Anyway, with the listen, stay with me because I'm fit to point out some shit. You hear me? You know, from another country. That's the count. They tried it though, you know. The count tried to count. Anyway, Count Chocula and stuff. And we landed in the town, which is the T, because they owned it. They owned the T. Like in the flip it, town is T owned, right? The cross that Jesus died on and shit. But anyway, and remember, Dallas is home of the stars. You know, the universe and shit. They stupid in the motherfucker. You hear me? They stupid. That what happened when you dunk the ball. You hear me? Like Space Jam and shit. Because we going up like Georgia Wheezy type shit. You hear me? Ah!